video is starting.
Hmm?
Close unused application.
Yeah, we don't mess with that because that messes with the settings. It wants to,
I think we're on
yeah, it wants to reduce the quality for interaction, but it will,
it. Okay.
it'll make you look, so
Well, good.
you're fine.
I was gonna say good morning.
Ah.
Good evening, everyone. It is about, clock on the screen says 5:59, so how about that? That was early on both sessions today.
Ha.
Knock on wood. Now, hello everyone. This is our 6 o'clock version of Chat with the Chief for the month of November. This gives me an opportunity to talk to the citizens of our community, interact a little bit, address any questions or concerns that you might have, or we just have a discussion. There's a couple things that I'll reiterate and repeat from what I had earlier in our afternoon session. A couple things I'd like to share with you about, of course, the upcoming holiday. Talk a little bit about our young adult police commissioners. I want to share with you where our crime is for the city. I'd like to talk to you about our recruit graduation coming up, our promotions coming up, and then the 4 things that I really want to focus on as this department moves forward. I think in any agency, there's always, right, what's the biggest hurdle? What's the biggest challenge? It's always communication. So there are 4 areas that I want to focus on as we move forward. One of those areas might have 2 parts, but it's kind of wrapped up into one. But there are 4 areas, and we'll touch base on that. But I talked about that at our 10 a.m. executive staff meeting Monday morning. I talked about it at our 1 o'clock staff meeting that had all the division heads. I talked about it at noon this afternoon. I'll reiterate it today when I do our department video and send out to the officers this week, which will probably be tomorrow. I will talk about it then, and then you'll hear that our graduation and the community is certainly invited to both our upcoming recruit graduation. I'll share with you the time, date, and location, as well as our promotion ceremony. It'll be in December. Some good things. So, Keith, good to have you on board, my friend. I appreciate that. David, hey, good to see you, my friend. Nicole, I appreciate you being here. Alfred, good evening, my friend. Glad you're here with us tonight. Robin, I saw your post earlier about the walk run prevent suicide awareness, and man, that's really amazing. So congratulations. I want to encourage you to keep it up. Tracy says I keep freezing up. So let's see. Are you seeing anything in your end, Sarah?
Mm-mm.
Tracy, is it? So I'm moving my hand. Does that look like it's working, or is it like freezing up? We'll do the best we can to get through it. Hi from Ireland. Whoa. Is that like Ireland, like the country of Ireland? If it is, Denise, you got to talk to me a little bit, because I think that'd be a great place to visit. Wow. Keith says the live feed is lagging. All right, we'll try to work through it. So when you say the live feed is lagging, does that mean like I say words and like my lips aren't moving, or my lips are moving and no words are coming through? We'll try to do the best we can. Carl, thanks for being here. I appreciate that. Thank you, my friend. I try. I appreciate that. And Nicole says it freezes every few seconds. I don't know if it's the system here, or Sarah, do you think we should log off and try it again, or just roll through?
I'll leave that up to you. I don't know.
You're gonna leave a technical question up to me? Oh my gosh.
I'm not sure if ittle fix it. I don't really know.
It pauses every few seconds but starts going again. Usually some sort of internet issue. And Tracy says it says live interrupted. Man. Well, let me ask you all, do you think it'd be best to shut it down and start it up again, or do you think just keep going through? Would anybody out there in techie land and give me their thoughts, or do you think we just roll through it? Seems to be working okay right now, says Keith. It's running smoothly now. Okay. Maybe we just had to go through the buffer part. Maybe the social media world's trying to mess with me. I don't know. But let's go back. Let me see where we missed anything. I got Keith. I got Carl. Nicole talked to us. Yep. Tracy. I'm Clyde. Very nice. Okay. Keith, we got him.
Okay.
Mine was freezing up at the start, but it hit. Okay. I'm not having any issues. Very good. All right, so thank you all for helping me out. I can't believe, you know what, I might write that down on November the 15th, 16th, what's the date today?
The 16th.
November 16th, someone asked me a technical question. Oh my gosh, can you believe it? I'm taken back. Kevin, good to have you on board, thank you. Keith, don't say I touched anything, man. They always try to put it off on me. I ain't touching nothing. Look, I got one hand and that's it. I ain't touched nothing. So, first of all, again, thank you all for being here with me. You know, I know life is busy and things happen, so if you're not able to watch this evening and interact a little bit, I totally get it. Maybe you can watch it later on. But if you're sitting around, and it's just a good time to interact and share a few things. So, there's about 6 points that I want to hit in the hour we spend together, and I don't mind if we go over, but there are a couple things I want to hit and share with you I think is important. One, I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving coming up. I cannot believe Thanksgiving's next week. I think school just got out just yesterday, right? Where did the summer go? Seems like everything moves so fast. And Thanksgiving is next week, Christmas right around the corner. I get this, I was in the office today and one of the assistants came in and said, "Hey Chief, I put my Christmas tree up." It's not even Thanksgiving yet. I've started people the day after, right? Maybe even the night of Thanksgiving, but I have before, I don't know, whatever, it's okay. But I do want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, and remember, we have so much to be thankful for, and you know there are people out there, families out there that might be suffering or facing some challenges this year. So if we know someone that's in need, I just ask that we reach out to them and certainly keep them in our thoughts and prayers. I had the opportunity to help out to do some dinners yesterday, and then there's a group that's working with some people that are in need that I'm working with. I'm just waiting for a phone call back to see how we can help out. So I think that's important. But I do want to wish all of you a very happy Thanksgiving. And Sarah, if you'll remind me before we sign off tonight, I just want to reiterate that I just really appreciate everyone. We have so much to be thankful for, and I just wish you and your families a happy Thanksgiving. Where we sit right now in crime in the city, I would like to see us at a little higher number, well, a little lower number, I guess. Right now, we have a 2% decrease in crime compared to last year. So we're not at that 11, 9, 5% decrease. Right now, we're at a 2% decrease. Really being driven by our violent crime beginning of the year and into the summer, but our violent crime now has started to tail off a little bit, and we're seeing some things with property crime. Right now the biggest issue in property crime is larcenies, the thefts. Probably has to do with some of the businesses opening, holiday season, right? I want to caution people about getting items delivered on the front porch. Please be aware of that. You know, we have some package thefts at times. We'll be starting our holiday patrol right after Thanksgiving in our shopping areas, but please be cognizant. If you're getting things sent to your home, maybe have someone come by and get it at lunchtime, or if you're able to get it at lunchtime, have your neighbors maybe pick it up, or certainly watch out for you. But I just be caution about that, right? There's all much, like Amazon and everything that delivers at home. Just please be careful about leaving things sit on your front porch for an extended period of time. But I did want to share with the city, if we reported our numbers to the FBI today, the city is down 2% for crime overall, 2% reduction. So right now, if the year ended today, this would be our 4th year in a row of crime reduction. I'd like to see the reduction numbers a little higher. What I am very happy with are our clearance rates. Our clearance rates are well above the national average, especially in our homicides. Now, before I tell you, the national average for homicide clearance rate is 62.3%. But I want to pause here and say that I realize that every statistic, certainly every homicide it's not just a number, it's an individual. It's a family member, it's a loved one, whether it's a brother, father, husband, wife, sister, friend, neighbor, it's a family member, it's an individual, it's a community, it's a neighborhood, and it's a city of Newport News. And it affects all of us. But I also want to look at, are we solving our cases? Are we able to clear them? I wish I had the ability to turn the clock back and prevent them. But solving them allows for some closure. It takes away that, that individual fell out, or, they did this to my family. It provides some closure. It doesn't heal all wounds by any means. I don't know that nothing will ever do that. But it provides some closure. It removes the element of, and no one's done anything, or they haven't been able to solve it. Right now, our clearance rate for our homicides are right at 80%. That is huge. That is the hard work and dedications of the officers who respond to these scenes right away, our forensic technicians who process these crime scenes, our detectives who work through the night, and the men and women in this community, citizens who call and provide information. You are the difference. You have made the difference on our clearance rates, and the 80% clearance rate is huge. That is very seldom heard of. That is outstanding, and you're all to be commended, and I appreciate it. We had a homicide last night. I said earlier today at noon, we will solve that case. We will solve that case. Matter of fact, may have some information for you. Watch the news. We may have some information for you very shortly. I'll leave that. I don't want to go any further than that. A couple other things coming up. Our promotion ceremony. We've had a great opportunity. We are going to promote, or have promoted, selected 3 captains. Now we have 9 captains in the department. We're going to promote 3 new captains and celebrate them in their achievement on December the 17th. We also promoted an assistant chief. We've also promoted 3 lieutenants. And when we're finished, probably 5 or 6 sergeants. Now, those decisions, those positions of leadership will affect this department for the next 5 to 10 years. Those are big moves, and it's a lot at one time. But it's good, right? It's an opportunity, and we have a lot of talent here. In our assistant chief position, we opened that up to outside our agency well across the country. We had 22, 25 people apply, and we found that going through the process that the best selection for us was internal. And captain hires now, assistant chief hires on December 17th will be taking over the administrative side of the house and giving Chief Creswell and Chief Grinstead a little bit of a break. But we'll have a great team, and I'm very, very excited. But I want to invite everyone. If you write this down, December 17th, Gethsemane Baptist Church, the city's south side, southeast community. We'll have our promotion ceremony. It will be a great event. A couple of surprises there. You won't want to miss it. It'll be a really, really nice event. And I hope that the community comes out and sees some of the new promotions. It's really good. In really good shape. Our recruit graduation. We got 17 individuals, men and women, who will walk across the stage on November the 24th, the day before Thanksgiving, right? The day before Thanksgiving, and join the ranks. They'll be in field training for 12 to 16 weeks. We get them graduated, and we're excited. That's going to allow us to make some moves into our special investigation division, continue to work on our technology positions. But I'm really, really excited to get them out. There's another class right behind them of 14. Not as large as I'd like it to be. We lost some early on that just decided this profession wasn't for them. They're a little bit further behind on graduation date, but we'll get them out a little after the first of the year, and we'll start another academy in January. My goal is to shoot for 30 people in that academy in January. That's important. That's what we're really pushing for. But I just wanted to kind of share a little bit. The graduation ceremony, open to the community again, November 24th, the day before Thanksgiving. Temple Baptist Church on Harpersville Road. That's at 10 a.m. And our promotion ceremony, Gethsemane Baptist Church. Pastor Riddick, so gracious, is a very big supporter of community and police and bridging the gap and us working together. Also at 10 a.m. on December 17th. So I just want to invite the community to both of those. Let me get caught up a little bit. Keith, hope it's okay to post this again, Chief, but our charity. Oh, absolutely, yeah. We saw the foundation earlier, and I see that. So yeah, absolutely. You scroll just a little bit. Porch Pirates, yeah, that's a great. You know what? You probably wrap it up just with that. People that take packages from others. So yeah, Tracy, that's very good, very good phrase. Justin, hello. After I lost my law enforcement partner to gunfire in 2003, I became a big advocate for the Officer Down Memorial page. He served with your department for 2.5 years. I moved to Matthews 5 years ago, and I wanted to start an organization locally within the Hampton Roads community to bring awareness to officers killed in the line of duty. I would love to meet in person. Any suggestions? That is okay. Rest in peace, Rodney L. Davis, badge 212. So, Justin, I'll tell you what. If you want to do it through here, I don't know if you, and again, I don't know about but you can call us. If you want a message, give me a number to reach out to you. I have somebody reach out to you, maybe set up a phone conversation, and then sit down and meet, if that's something you'd like to do, so we can at least talk it through, so. Carl, will the event be streamed? Yes, we will stream both. I want to stream the promotion ceremony and the graduation ceremony. Those are both great events. We've got some nice speakers coming in, and just people getting promoted. It's just going to be a good event, and it really, I'm telling you, it sets the tone for the direction we're going for the next 5 or 10 years. So I encourage you to check it out, or to be there in person if you're interested. It'll be a really, both events will be fantastic. Our young adult police commissioners, that's a program we deal with youth. Youth is very important to me. There's a couple of things I have a lot of passion for is domestic violence and the youth of our city. And I believe that the young people in Newport News are some of the most talented people around. Not to say they don't drive me crazy at times, but the young adult police commissioner program is ran with soon to be Captain J.P. Smith and Lieutenant Melissa Morgan, Monica White. They have just created this phenomenal program dealing with youth. We take a freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior from every high school. So 6 high schools, 6 times 4 is 24, and we work with them every Wednesday for about 3 hours. Yes, we feed them. A lot of Chick-fil-A is supported here on Wednesdays, but I work with these young people, and we talk a lot about how they want to see their department, how we look at community and community issues. They go to the city council meetings with me. They will address the mayor and city council. I have them do community walks with me. We interact a lot, working in the homeless community. They've been on our police boat, take a lot of tours. We have a lot of debates. We talk about diversity. A lot of the media outlets, the news outlets, will work with them on how to do interviews. I've asked them to sit with me and do interviews with me. Some have appeared on Facebook Live sessions. When we have events, a promotion ceremony, an award ceremony, our memorial service, national night out, whatever it might be, I have those young people are a guest speaker. So we'll have a youth that'll be a guest speaker at promotions, a youth there'll be a guest speaker at graduation. Now, why do I do that? There's 2 groups that I'm trying to reach. One is this community. I want the young people of this community to know that those youth matter to me. The other group, the men and women who wear this uniform, to work in this agency, I want them to know that youth are important, that they matter to me. Just yesterday, I'm partnering with Mr. Alan Archer, Assistant City Manager, and through Hampton and the Hampton Roads area, I was able to go to Hampton's Police Training Academy, along with my partner, Gabe Morgan from the Sheriff's Office here in Newport News, and Chief Talbert in Hampton, and have some just dialogue with about 24 young individuals about law enforcement, about relating to youth. And there were some really good questions there. We talked a lot. One of the moments that I really hit on, there was really kind of maybe an aha moment, is someone asked the question, have you ever had a negative interaction with police? And one young man raised his hand. So it was the afternoon when I went up to him in class, right, and asked him, do you know me? Have you ever met me? He said no. I said, so I'm a police officer, I'm the chief of police here in Newport News, I wear this uniform. Have you ever met me? And he said no. And I said, and I've never met you. And I said, so would you want me to judge you based on another interaction that I've had with a young man? And he said no. And I said, so please don't judge me on a negative interaction you had with another police officer. My name is Steve Drum, the chief of police in Newport News. And that was just kind of right? What I was trying to get across is that never paint a broad brush. Deal with individuals. Now I will tell you the first about law enforcement. We do not get it right. And I'll tell you that Newport News Police Department does not always get it right. We make mistakes. I make mistakes. We have to own that. We have to admit that, be open and transparent. I think that's one of the reasons we have a great relationship with our community. That if we don't get it right, that it's okay to apologize, right? It's okay to say we're sorry. It's okay to say we did it wrong. I don't know if anyone is perfect. Just because we put this uniform on, this badge and these patches, doesn't make us any better than anybody else. We may be held to a higher standard. Sometimes that's unfair. We may be held to a higher standard, but we're not better than anyone else. And I'm telling you, we make mistakes. But I do believe that we're better today than we were yesterday. And I think as we continue to advance in training and quality of people and our character and technology, that we're going to be better tomorrow than we are today. But I have a real passion for youth and that Young Adult Police Commissioner program. It's one of the favorite things we have here, that I enjoy really interacting with those young people, and they do a great job. We went to a movie night Friday night. We saw The Eternals. I got lost about halfway through, so they're kind of explaining it to me and telling me all about it. But it was just a time for us to bond, right? So they see us out of uniform, right, and we're having popcorn and we're hanging out at the movie theater, and it was just good interaction to talk to young people and break down some barriers. So it's just a great group, and I really enjoy working with them. And the reason I bring that up is they just started our new group this year, and they're already bonding, man. And some that are shy are starting to come out of their shell already. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock, I'll have the Young Adult Police Commissioners here at Police Headquarters. Now these are freshmen, sophomore, junior, and senior. And we're going to have a couple hours where they're going to talk with the recruit class that's going to graduate next Thursday. Think about that. Next Thursday or next Wednesday? Next Wednesday. The 17th. No, the 24th. November 24th at Temple. So a lot of those individuals in the recruit class are just a couple years older than those high school students. And they're going to have conversations about what they expect from each other, how they're looked or how they're viewed. And that's going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy that conversation. Usually the first 45 minutes I've got to pull questions and ask, and then usually the last 45 minutes they're actually talking and interacting with each other. So I really look forward to that. Carrie, I saw you, Ms. Cox. Thank you so much. And while Carrie's here, I also want to say thank you to not only Ms. Cox, NAACP representative and community activist. She's helped us out with our promotion ceremonies, but Pastor Maxwell, president of the NAACP here in Newport News, Karen Witherspoon, director of Human Relations, HR division here in our city, for the city of Newport News, Dr. Alvian Lyons, Pastor Rita Twiggs, Rob Coleman, individuals that have helped us make our selections with the promotional process that we have. It's important to have community members engaged in that. Angel Nelson, when she was here with the Boys and Girls Clubs, and now has moved on to Boys and Girls Clubs down in New Orleans. That's important. Citizens ask different questions than I do, and the other officers do. So I really appreciate their interaction in that process and helping us pick the next leaders of this organization. I think that's one of the things very important. And remember the word leadership. We're going to come back and talk about that a little bit. Tomorrow night, if I'm not mistaken, we have the CPA Citizens Police Academy graduation. So I'll be making some closing remarks there as they graduate. And then they'll do some volunteer roles within the department. But that is a great opportunity, the Citizens Police Academy. It's a great opportunity to interact as officers come forward and talk a little bit about what they do in law enforcement, why we do what we do, why we respond to a scene in a particular way. What do we use the SWAT team for? What are we not using it for? How do we respond to a homicide? What is considered forensics evidence? How do we do our training? How do we do recruiting? What do we do for dispatch? We expose the department to citizens, and you get an inside look at what we do and how we do it and why. You know, it's one of the things that I think, and one of the biggest crutches we have in law enforcement is we don't always do a good job of explaining why. And that the little things matter, right? There's a lot of details in why we do what we do and reasons for that, whether it's for the safety of the community, safety of the family, preservation of evidence, the case for the public attorney's office, the relationships we have for our own personal safety, those type things. So the Citizens Police Academy, I just pitched that. To get into application, the deadline is, it'll start February the 17th. The deadline is January the 13th. So if that's something you're interested in, please let us know. We get you an application online. It's not that difficult, but I think you'd really, really enjoy it. You get to do a lot of things and interact with a lot of officers, and it's a really good time and a lot of eye-opening. You make a lot of good contacts and interactions. Let's scroll down a little bit. Am I missing anything, Sarah?
Okay.
Nicole?
Yep.
Yeah, Nicole, you're absolutely right. So some students have been with us since the beginning. We've had some for 2 years, 3 years, and like you said, Lavender has been with us for 4 years. I don't know if Lavender knows it yet, but I think she's going to be doing the guest speaking at the graduation. We'll be looking for another commissioner to be one of the guest speakers at promotion ceremony. So, Lavender, if you're watching tonight, yeah, I should have told you earlier, I guess, but we need you to come through again. But you do a great job. You speak from your heart, and that's what's important. Chris, been a whole lot of shootings lately. Chris, I will tell you, we got hit hard a lot in the summer, but we've had a decrease in September and October and November. In September last year, we had 6 homicides. This September, we had 1. October of last year, we had 4 homicides. This year, we had 1. Last year in November, we had 2 homicides. This year, so far, we had 1, and it was last night. And there's really good news following information that I got really about 20 minutes before I came down here. But we did have a rough summer. We had a lot of shootings in the middle of the summer towards the end, but we saw the shootings start to dwindle down. I think we're about 7 shootings above where we were this time last year. And yeah, it looks like we will be above our shootings from last year, but the majority of that, July and August was a rough time for us, but we've seen that kind of tail off down as we've gone through. Now, I'll tell you what has been an issue this year. Last year, this time we had 37 people who lost their lives to drug overdose. Right now we're sitting at 50 that have already lost their life to drug overdose. This time last year we had 3 individuals who were pedestrians that were struck by vehicle traffic. Right now we have 8. Now, of those 8, 7, the pedestrians, were the ones that either too much to drink in the middle of the street, were overdosing, and they passed out in the middle of the street. Trying to run across traffic is a big issue. And 7 of those 8, the cars stopped, waited for the police to respond, and it was individuals trying to run across 6 lanes of traffic. I know some of the students at CMU were before City Council last week and talked about they'd like to have a little bit better lighting there. But you just really got to be careful. With the pedestrian, the speeding is an issue. We're trying to work around some manpower issues right now to address some of those things we were able to put more attention and more focus on in last year and years past. So we've got the department's down about 40 officers right now. There's 17 in the academy we talked about, and another class of 14. So if you take the 30 that are in the academy classes that aren't on the street right now, plus the 40, that's 70. The department's authorized 470 people. But being down 70 is significant. And it takes us about 8 months to get officers trained and on the street, and then they do 3 or 4 months of training. So that's why it's important that we get this next class really stacked. I'm looking to put 30 people in the class in January now. We were going to do December, but we're going to push it back to January to try to get some more individuals in there. But it's important. That's going to set the tone for the year going forward in 2022. But yeah, we had spiked in the summer, and we're starting to see some downward decline recently. Justin, can you have your admin send me your contact info so that I can reach out? Yeah, Justin, I'll tell you when we're done here, Justin, I'll have Sarah help me. She'll have to do it for me, right? But I'll send you a direct message through the Facebook stuff. Keith, okay, that's an email address. In this crazy world, there's a lot of people that have. Justin, I appreciate that. Thank you. I think it's important we look out for each other, not cover for each other, but look out for each other, hold each other accountable. Let me say this, Justin, that's a great point. All people have value. I love the citizens of this community. I love the youth of this community. I would not be in this profession. That's why sometimes at graduations and promotions I get choked up. I was doing this job for 28 years. I know what people give up. I know that they miss out on family events and anniversaries and birthdays. I know they miss ball games and recitals, concerts. They miss some family outings. Because they come in, they work their 8 or 10 hours, and they may be asked to stay over, they may make a later rest. Or they may be called to a crime scene and have to hold a post down in the pouring rain or in the cold of the night. but they work through the night while most of us are home asleep, and then they stay awake and go to court, or they're home and they're called in because there's been some kind of critical incident or tragic. Serving and protecting the citizens of Newport News. Now, we make mistakes, we don't always get it right, but for the most part, people that join this profession do it because they have a commitment in their heart to serve, that they want to give back. And this job is extremely, extremely demanding. It takes a lot to see the things that we see, to go to a violent domestic where a female has been assaulted, or a male has been assaulted, to see a child that's been injured, a homicide or a shooting, and have a family member crying their shoulders because someone's lost. And then from that call, go to the next call of a traffic accident, or that call, and go to the next call where someone's run away, or the next call where someone might have a mental challenge, or suicidal, or going through depression. Then they go home and sleep, hopefully get a good night's sleep, and come back and do it all over again. And the health and wellness of the officers that work in this organization, they matter to me. I care about them, and that's why sometimes I get emotional when I talk about promotions and I talk about recruit graduations, because I know what their career ahead of them holds. This job is very, very demanding, but it is extremely rewarding. They may not see those rewards right away. It may be 4 or 5 years later when you get a phone call. Hey, I remember when you helped me. I remember when you came to my house. Hey, I remember, and I shared this story earlier. I don't say it to embarrass her, but it was an officer in South Precinct, Officer Harper. When I met her, when she was in the recruit class, she talked about how she was 5 or 6 years old and she saw an officer, and that's really what she wanted to do. And we have a newsletter that comes out every week, and I read it every week, put on by our PIO office, and there was a photograph in there of Officer Harper with a young female in the community. I think it was around, I don't know if it was right after Halloween, but I saw Officer Harper hugging this young girl, and I remember what Harper told me when she was in the recruit class. She had a passion for young people, especially young youth females, young girls. And to see her with her arm around a young girl, and I think she was in a princess outfit or something like that, I remember that conversation. And that's giving back. And that to me is extremely rewarding. So this job is hard. It's not for everyone. You're going to see things which we never had to respond to. But it is very, very rewarding in the impact that you can make and help people. So I didn't mean to get up on that soapbox. I apologize. I just wanted to share that with you because I am very humbled to work in this great city and work with such phenomenal men and women, both sworn and civilian. Ms. Brumfield, it's always good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Happy Thanksgiving to you as we get close. Kevin, you stated in a prior academy graduation you wanted NMPD to be the most compassionate police department on the East Coast. How do you think that can be achieved? Kevin, I think it is done by every single interaction that we seize, every opportunity that we can. You know, every officer in Newport News wears a body-worn camera. We're able to go back and look at those interactions. And I get emails and phone calls every day about, your officers helped my son who suffers from autism. Your officers helped me do this, and your officer responded, and Officer Campbell came back to my family and talked to my 2 young children. Some of the interactions aren't good. I got pulled over and I didn't feel like I should have been stopped and blah, 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 you know. But I think you do it by individual conversations and relationships. I don't think it's going to be one big event. I think it's the little things, right? We build a strong foundation and build on that. And I think it starts at the top and how we interact and work with people. So yeah, we don't always get it right. I think we do the best we can. We talk about it in the academy. We use it every day in how we interact with citizens, how we interact with each other. When we have our interviews, right, we ask questions that talk about what are you doing outside of just answering the radio call. We changed, matter of fact, one of our programs to be a master police officer. It used to be additional training. We removed some of the training requirements, and I need to see more hours in community, whether dealing with the Boys and Girls Club, the YMCA, dealing with youth in schools. This week I get to go to Jenkins Elementary School for family night. I'm going to have some popcorn. We're going to show a movie there, and that was one of the first elementary schools that invited me to come see them, so I got a special bond I like to go up there and have lunch with the kids, and let me tell you, that might be hazardous pay right there. I got some stains on my uniform I still can't get out, but to sit around with kids, and they, you know, they tell you all kinds of things and interactions and stories, but it's just great to interact with them, you know? So, I don't think we can ever say, hey, we've got it. I think we have to continue to have relationships and build on that and do the best that we can. That's a great question, man, thank you. Shelby. Jonathan. What is going on with all the shooting? Yeah, Jonathan, I just talked about that. When you say all the shootings in Newport News, I'll tell you, they've been on the decrease. We hit a peak in over the summer, July and August, but September and October and November, they have really dropped. We're still about 7 shootings above where we were this time last year. We will end above where we ended up last year because we've hit that number already. But over the violent part of the year for us thus far was in the latter part of the second half of the summer, I guess. At one time over the summer, we were up 13 homicides compared to where we were the same time last year. Right now, we're up, I think the number's 3. So we've seen that tail off really over the last 3 months. We did have a homicide last night, but I got some really good information. I'm just waiting for a phone call. Hopefully I'll get that phone call before I go home this evening to be able to close some things out with that. So, scroll back up just a little bit. Shelby, right? I have friends and kids that are getting threats from kids at school, and mom hasn't heard anything from school, and the girls are scared to go to school. Shelby, so when you say school, are we talking high school, middle school, elementary? And I will tell you, I have a great relationship with Dr. Parker, Rashad Wright, the school division. If you hadn't heard anything, I can get you in contact with one of our school resource officers or a sergeant, lieutenant, or if you want to let me know, I'll be glad to reach out to one of the school officials and have them at least follow up with you. So I don't know all the particulars or what school it is, or what the situation is, if it's verbal, if it's on a bus, or after school, or during school, whatever it might be. It doesn't make any difference, really. We can address it, but if you give me a little bit more information, I can get you in contact with the right people, and at least from the school administration. We have a really good relationship there. Keith, are you concerned about the potential for protest after the Rittenhouse verdict, or do you think it's contained to the? No, Keith, man, that's a great question. You know, I will tell you, with the murder of Mr. Floyd in Minneapolis and what happened in situations in Wisconsin and Atlanta, we probably had about 50 protests, demonstrations, marches, right, last year. And I will tell you, just about all of them, 95%, I walked and had good interaction with individuals that were protesting and concerns that they had. Again, I think it goes back to communication and interaction. So I was able to walk with them, and even the ones that asked us not to, after it was over, you know, we would stop traffic as they moved. After it was over, they would engage us in conversation. So I believe the citizens here are open to dialogue. I'm a big fan of conversations instead of confrontations. But I think that's a foundation. We talk about being compassionate, being open, having discussions. And I'm willing to meet and talk with anyone. We may not always agree, but we didn't have any violence in the demonstrations that we had last year. The only time we had to actually stop some individuals was after President Trump had come to the airport, and we had a group of individuals. As long as they were walking with traffic, we were able to facilitate that. But as they turned and walked into oncoming traffic, it put people in danger, right? It put those individuals walking in the street the wrong direction in danger in oncoming traffic. And after several commands to please get back on the sidewalk on the other side of the road, we did have to stop 3. We just issued warnings. We didn't make any arrests. And most of those individuals were not from Newport News. So yeah, I think regardless of the outcome, I've seen a little bit. I have not watched all of the trial. I've seen a little bit, got some updates. But I think that we have a great relationship with our community, and we're able to interact with them. So if that answers the question.
There you go.
Debbie? All right, no, scroll up one more. Let me see what you're for.
That was the other.
Oh, okay. Hey Chief, hope you're doing well. Debbie, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Shelby, awesome. I will get the mom to oh, okay. Yeah, Shelby, that's perfect. That's a great idea. Justin, what is your next Facebook Live? I love the community participation. We all can learn from your talks. Well, I don't know how much you learned from me, Justin. I'd tell you, I learned as much from you and the questions you all asked. I do this each month. It'll probably be the middle of December, just before Christmas. I do one at 12 noon. The same day I do it at 6 in the evening. You know, if there's some topic that people want to talk about or discuss, it's open. And I try to be as open and transparent as I possibly can. I don't want to go too much into cases, but I think it's important to have good dialogue. You know, when I was coming up through, we had community meetings and maybe 30 people attended, and now, you know, I learned to do this Facebook stuff. I'm talking to this round ball with a blue dot, right? It's like R2D2 looking at me, and they're able to show me, look how many people have seen this or talked about it or chatted. So, yeah, I think it's been very valuable, and I was not sure, but it seems to be working, and we've done it now for a couple of years, and I think it's important. I think it's important this community hears directly from me.
The next date is December 21st.
December 21st. What's that? 3 or 4 days before Christmas, right? December 21st. So maybe I'll have my Santa hat on and some bells or something like that, right? But yeah, thank you, Justin. I appreciate that. Carl, is there any volunteer help you need or community support you'd like to have? Carl, I'll tell you, we have a great volunteer program. Miss Anna Whalen, Monica White, they do great for us. We use volunteers in our citizen use of force review board, where we look at incidents of force that officers use and critique that, and where the officer's in policy, out of policy, or in policy, but there's some things we could do better. We just raised money for the United Way. One of the events we had was 2 weeks ago. We had a kickball tournament. We had citizens participate in that. Last week we had a motorcycle poker run, right? And you know, when I was talking about those young adult police commissioners, do you know that 6 or 7 of them came out? Now, these are high school kids that come out on a Saturday morning and volunteer to work with the police department to raise money for people in need. That's what I'm talking about. That is the kind of service that I'm talking about. So yeah, we always are working with volunteers. If you give me a name, number, I'll be glad to reach out, or have Miss Whalen or Monica reach out to you. There's a lot of opportunities we have in the department, whether it's role playing in the academy or events here that we have, or just all kinds of things, and we'd love to have you participate. That's a great question. Thank you, my friend. I caught up?
Mm-hmm.
So, remember I talked about earlier, there's 4 things that I wanted to talk about as this department moves forward. We talk about communication. There's 4 things I want to focus on. I want the department to know and the community to know that this is what the Newport News Police Department is driving towards, especially next year. So not in any order, but I want to share with you, there's 4. The first is we want to continue to focus on technology and build onto our real-time crime center, where we're able to use technology, tap into camera equipment to solve crimes that have occurred, to be proactive, to address things before they occur, and to move quicker, to get better evidence, present better cases. The technology is important. The city was allowed us to get every officer a cell phone, so that we're able to get information out to officers in their own phones, and they can take something with their phone and send it back to us. Much like the State Fusion Center, it speeds everything up. What is that? The speed of technology, right? So as we move forward, we spend a lot of money focusing on technology, a lot of time focusing on technology. This year we're getting the benefits of that now. I think that's one of the reasons we've seen some decreases in September, October, November. I want to continue, and I will tell you, technology played a tremendous role in last night's homicide. I'm still waiting for a phone call. I might have some good news before we get off here tonight. The second thing is staffing. There are 3 areas that I want to fully staff this organization. One is our records division, that is civilian-based, that records here, inputting stuff here in the police department. The second is dispatch. We're about 8 people short in records. I think they just interviewed about 20, so we'll be filling that. We're authorized 64 dispatchers. We're about 8 or 9 short. I think there's 7 or 8 in the academy right now. There is some turnover, so I want to make sure we get some overhires there. But I feel pretty comfortable. Feel pretty confident of where we're at. with our dispatchers. The third is the police department. Individuals sworn, wearing this uniform, men and women both. We're about 40 officers short. I'm trying to get 30 officers into the academy in January. That'll still put us 10 down, but 10 officers down, we can build with that with the next academy to start probably sometime in the midsummer of next year, maybe May of next year at the earliest. So those are the three areas. That staffing is we have to continue to push on that. People aren't staying in law enforcement. Some aren't getting into this field and going to do the next 25 years here. You know, like when I started, that's what we were going to do. Now, you know, some see that this isn't the career for me. And like I said, it is demanding. It's not Monday through Friday. It's not 9 to 5. It's not weekends off. It is a job of service. And I encourage, look, I'll tell you, if you want to be part of the change and make things better and as policing evolves, I encourage you. I'm asking you to come join our department. We would love to have you. We have tremendous opportunities here, but we really, that's one of the things we want to focus on, is staffing our department the way it should be. So we talked about technology, we talked about staffing in three areas: records, dispatch, civilian, and police, sworn, men and women, right? Number three, leadership. Leadership is critical. In situations today, people are always looking for leadership. We've got to have the right people in the right place. And that may mean moving people around. Sometimes people have been in positions so long that they get complacent. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being in an area where but it's also good to have new eyes looking on it, right? We're not just doing the same old thing the way we've done it for the last 8, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Some individuals that have been on day shifts for a long time, and others who've been on midnights. It's good to have some movement. I can't just have all my senior people on day shift and all my brand new people on midnights. I need to move that leadership around and what works best, right? So we need to create some movement, and with these promotions, I think you're going to see a lot of that. But we've got to be very, very cognizant of people we put in leadership positions, because they affect this department for the next 5 to 10 years. And what we cannot have is individuals that are retired on duty. Hey, every time that you get promoted, you take on more responsibility and more accountability. It can't be, I'm a senior individual, or I've been in this position, why am I being moved, and I should be able to decide. It's not the way it works, right? It's continuous service. And I have a great respect for those that join this profession, those that give, but I'll tell you, one of the hardest working individuals in this department is Chief Mike Grinstead, and he's been here 40 years. He goes to just about every community event. We go to every football game on Friday night. And he sets the bar high. But he cares about this community, right? He raised his family here, his wife from here, his parents. He buried them here. This community, and that's the type of interaction I want. That's the type of compassion I want. And sometimes it's good just to move people around, to move them out of a comfort zone. And what I find most is when you do some of that movement, after about the third week, Chief, man, this is great. I needed this. It's a breath of fresh air. It's something different. And one of the things that a lot of, especially in the younger generation, is, hey, I want to learn something new. I'm always learning. Give me something new. So I think that movement is good, and you're going to see a lot of that here on December 13th for the promotions and things that move around. So that's three, right? Leadership, staffing, technology. Number four is the health and wellness of the individuals who work in this organization, meaning our mental health. We talked earlier a little bit about things that we see and that we're exposed to. We go home and sleep and come back and we're right at it again. I've got to make sure that I create a department, an atmosphere in this department where people can talk about things that they see that bother them. We see a young child that's been injured or hurt, a domestic situation, a bad car accident, especially something involving a youth or a child, where individuals responding to that may have children themselves. 28 years ago when I started, we didn't talk about those things. You sucked it up and you kept it inside and you kept moving. What I found is that comes out in some way, whether it's depression or individuals that might turn to alcohol or make bad choices in life. I think it's important to create an atmosphere that talking to someone, having a CISM team, having a department psychologist, to when we respond to a bad situation, a critical situation, we see things that are really hard to see, that we have people see our psychologist. And I think that starts with me. I meet with our department psychologist a couple times a year just to have conversations. But I want to create an atmosphere that we encourage others to look out for each other, that it's okay to talk about things that you see. I think it's a stronger person that can open up and say, this is what I saw, this is how I felt, and I'm okay. Or you know what, I need a day. I need a week off. I need some week away to do something different. Because like I said, this job is demanding. But I wanna make sure that the health and wellness, the men and women who interact with our community day in and day out are okay physically, right? Our body physically, but also mentally. So the 4 things as we move forward: technology, staffing, leadership, and the mental health and wellness of this organization. I'm sorry, I just wanted to hit on some of those. Where did I leave off at? Kevin, your response to potential protests sounds like the prime example of successful community policing, the point that citizens and police are comfortable. Kevin, I thank you, man. I really appreciate that. We work hard, put a lot of effort into talking to individuals as they organize events, that we work with them and have conversations. I think we had I spent 25 years in another agency about an hour up the road. There was a Capitol, right? And we saw a lot of different protest demonstrations, and I learned early on that conversations and communication break down a lot of barriers. And listening, right? And listening. Being present, being there. Not being inside 4 walls, watching from a window 4 floors down, but being on the pavement with individuals. And I've had individuals that have come here and protested here, and I've offered this building, to use the police department as the backdrop, whether it was the Asian community that were worried about hate crimes, whether it was the Cuban community that talked about things that were going on in the homeland of Cuba, or whether it was Black Lives Matter or individuals for gun rights. To be able to interact and talk to each of those entities and treat them with respect and have open lines of communication, I think that's laid the foundation for how our community interacts with us. It matters, it makes a difference. So thank you, my friend, I appreciate that. Tommy, Chief, thank you for interacting with so many of us at City Center, City Employee Appreciation Day lunch, much respect. Tommy, man, thank you, I had a great time, those lunches were great, I think the city did a great job. It was good to see everybody. Look, I teased Chief Grinstead, I was like, man, how many tickets you got? How many food trucks you going to, man? And you know what he replied to me? He's like, none of your business. But it was great to get out, it was great weather. I did miss one, I missed the last one, but the first 2, man, just beautiful, great day. I really had a good time. I got to interact with the DJ a little bit. He gave me a hard time, but that's okay. You gotta laugh at yourself too. So I appreciate you and the city employees. But he's talking about city appreciation. We had 3 days of lunches that were provided for by the city, and it was just good. It was just good to get out, and interact. So thank you. Robin, wow, Robin, don't get me teared up here on live camera. We got to do that like on a. See, that messed me up. Thank you, Robin. I appreciate you. Keith, if I was 20 years younger and didn't have two bad knees, you can make it through another academy. I'd come and join you. Hey, man, I'll tell you what, Keith. You just keep us in your prayers. Ask God for guidance and wisdom and direction, that I make good decisions. I tell you, I'm very humble, and it's community, the youth, the people I work with, sworn in civilian, people who clean this building, man, they matter to me. And like I said, Thanksgiving season, we just have so much to be thankful for. Our mayor, our city council, our city manager. I said it before. I said it this afternoon. They ask hard questions, and that they should. But I appreciate the relationship that I can call them. I talked to the city manager late last night, again, right before I came down here and shared some news with her. Our mayor last night, to make sure that he knew about the homicide and what had happened. And he always says the same things to me. He says 2 things every time I talk to Mayor Price. 1, you okay? And 2, do you need me to come out? And let me tell you, I do not take that for granted. Keith. Oh, okay, he's responding.
Yeah.
Nakia, is there any way to transfer departments? I'd love to. Nakia, I don't know. We'll see what we can find. We always have different positions open. So if you're serious, that would be fantastic. Just take a look. Yeah, I would love to have you. That'd be fantastic. Citizens Academy. Go up one above, Keith. Check out the MV Citizen. Oh, okay, he's talking about the Citizens Academy. Tommy, I have Deputy Sheriff, Court Bailiff in Henrico County. Tommy, you talking?
Yep.
Gotcha. Henrico County, Richmond. I spent some time up there. Hey, Chief, looking forward to seeing you at the Jenkins Friday evening for our family movie. I know your families love interacting with you. Hey, Kelly, I cannot wait to be there. I don't know if you heard me a little bit earlier talk about it. I remember it was a couple years ago. I was out there, I saw some kids playing basketball, they had the movie, somebody snuck me a bag of popcorn, I'm not saying who it was, but you guys had this bus out there, right? So I walk out on this bus, and there's these kids, and they're all huddled around on the bus. It's like this bus that plays games, a game bus, right? I get it, right? And they're all huddled around, I'm trying to, like, what are they watching? So I kind of nudge my way through all these elementary kids, and I get up there, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. 2 people are playing Madden football, right? Assistant Chief Hudgens and Donald Grayhouse. And these kids are surrounding them, and these 2, you're right, the Assistant Chief of Police and Donald Grayhouse, probably been here 30 years, and these kids are watching these two guys in uniform play Madden, acting like kids, man. It was great. I still tease them, but I will tell you, Jenkins Elementary, just a tremendous partnership with the police department, and probably a little biased, but I think one of the greatest principals in all the elementary schools across this country. Miss Stewart just has a tremendous passion for people, and her personality lights up a room, and I'm glad she's my friend. Tommy, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Ms. Brumfield, thank you very much. Above Nikita, did I miss anybody above her?
I don't think so, they were talking back and
Oh,
forth.
okay,
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
Man, we're doing good,
Mhm.
right? Yeah, so we got about 5 minutes left. I just, again, I wanna wish everybody a very, 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 happy Thanksgiving. You know, times are hard coming out of COVID, or still a little bit in this pandemic, and, last year was tough, you know, everything shut down, and be careful with social distancing and all that. And I know those things are still important. But I just tell you, we have so much to be thankful for, and there are people that are still hurting, that are facing some challenges, and I just ask that if we're able to help each other, that we do. Please know that all people matter. We all have value. You know, people say, Chief, what are you thankful for? Well, of course, my family, my mom and dad, who are up in Cincinnati. They're both retired and enjoying a little bit colder weather than we have here. But what are you thankful for? I'm thankful that God gave me the opportunity to work in this city, to work for great people, to interact with tremendous citizens, 185,000 citizens in this community, and work for this department. I see the dedication of men and women every day. You know, I understand that somebody might get a 10-second clip and put it on Facebook, but I see people day in and day out. I see how much time they spend here, sworn civilian both, men and women both, people of all races and denominations and backgrounds that are trying to make things better and raise their right hand to serve the community, serve the citizens of this city. And I'll tell you, it is an honor. I do not take the position I hold for granted. So that's what I'm thankful for, is the opportunity to serve as the Chief of Police of the Newport News Police Department, and the friends that I have met in this community and that I work with. It is truly a blessing, and I am very, very, very thankful. Nakia, thank you. Tommy, thank you, my friend. Keith, have a great Thanksgiving. Be safe. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate it. You be safe too. I guess I'm going to go ahead and shut down. I think we've hit everything. You know, recruit graduation November 24th, 10 o'clock at Temple Baptist Church on Harpersville Road. The community is invited. Going to see 17 young men and women walk across the stage. Just about 2.5 weeks after that, December 17th, promotional process, you're going to see a new assistant chief, 3 new captains. So we have 9 in the department. We just promoted a third. We're going to be brand new captains, and I'm sure some are very familiar to you. We've got 3 or 4 lieutenants that we've promoted, and then probably by the time we're done, we'll have about 6 sergeants. And that's going to set the tone for the next 5 to 10 years in this department. So please, you're certainly invited. That is on December 17th, also at 10 a.m. at Gethsemane Baptist Church. Pastor Riddick there, tremendous mentor to me as well. But you're certainly all invited. So again, happy Thanksgiving. Alfred, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Carl, thank you to you and your family, all of you, all of you out there. Please be safe. Look out for one another. We are all truly blessed, and all have stuff to be thankful for. And remember those that are less fortunate, some challenges that people are going through. Remember one another. Take care of each other. God bless you all, and we'll do this again in September. Take care.